Okay, we're back. This is part 3 on the frauds caused by all financial institutions and banking. So we're talking about gap. When the bank took the note, which they never gave you a penny for it, because of the transaction itself that they should have, which is called consideration. The second thing is, it says there that you have received in the past tense a loan, but you never did. They never hand you a check or anything like that. Which, by the way, a check is not even a loan, but anyway. It's a long story. Anyway, so they never concluded their transaction as per the document, so the whole thing is void. Okay? But they never disclose a lot of things that is going on in the background in their books. Not only are you going to see the regular books, but there is all the books that you won't ever see. Accounts that have been opened in your name, and they're signing for you. But I can't prove any of it. I just know that that is conceivable for their fraud to work. But it goes much, much, much deeper. This is just the tip of the iceberg, you know. And when you seek the truth, you will find it. There's nothing that can stop you. Only you can stop yourself. Anyway, so here's a little bit about basic accounting. It's called General Accepted Accounting Principles. And when a transaction is entered into the books, which is called journal entries, into the ledgers, it's always comprised of a two-sided entry, a debit and a credit. And this is key accounting, so you can see a little bit better. So you can, by me explaining this, you'll be able to understand how accounting works. Anyway, so this is the assets, which is something that is of value to the books, which is in the balance sheet. And debit is the positive side of the equation, and here's 100,000, which is 100K. Here is the liabilities, which means, in essence, what the company owes. So in actuality, they show in their books that they owe you, okay, 100K, which is now a negative amount, which is minus. So this must equals this, okay? Now, when they sell this, then they have to put a 100K here on this side of the equation, making this a zero transaction, zero account, right? But look, the 100K it still shows there that they owe you, okay? And so then they get cash, okay? And let's say here's cash, which is another asset account, okay? And then it goes right here, 100K cash. And then they take the cash out, and then they pay the seller and the closing costs and so on and so forth. And every time you send them a monthly check for principal and interest and the escrow, well, of course, at least the principal anyway, will be shown right here. And so let's say it's $700, okay? And this keeps on growing, because they never gave you anything from their assets. Nothing. Okay? So that is a way that you can confirm that that's what's happening, should they ever let you, which I doubt, which is called covert veil, Anyway, now going back to the foreclosure process. And one of the things that most people get on a foreclosure is a complaint from the plaintiff, which is usually, you would say, the bank, whatever bank. And when a bank is dealing, with this loan, is dealing with a a securities agreement, a securities package that's been sold to the investors. It will have a alphabet type of number type of thing. You know, it won't be, you know, it's a security agreement through this, this, and this, and that. You know for a fact that there is not a single one company that has is the whole in due course of that. It's many, hundreds, I don't know how many, but hundreds. And nobody knows what is the percentage of what they have, you know. So that's the problem that they have, you know, in knowing who is actually the whole in due course of the note. Okay, so one of the things that people do is hire attorneys, and the attorneys, they usually know the process, okay, but they usually do not know the truth, okay. When a defendant admits to anything that is on count 1 or 2 or whatever, then for all intents and purposes it's good for everything, and the plaintiff doesn't have to prove nothing. But if the defendant puts the ball on them immediately and does not admit to anything, then it's the burden of proof falls on them because they are the plaintiff. Okay? And one of the things that most people need to realize is that even speaking, do not write a check with your mouth that you can't cash with your body. I meant to say another word about it. Anyway, and that is true, you know. There's so much things that comes out of our mouth that gets us into trouble, and also what we write, okay? So there is a way to protect yourself, but you just need to know who you are, okay? Let's see here. Oh, so basically, the majority of these frauds going on will be that they do not have the note. Okay, they might have the mortgage, but they don't have the note. So on count 1, you usually would see we are the holders of this note, and we're the holders in due course of this note, and some of them will have you know, all this type of nonsense, you know, because it is. By the way, one important fact that is the bank, the original bank, ABC, it's not coming after you because that's the one on the note. XYZ, yeah, they might be there on the caption heading. Okay. Okay, and the Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac, that will usually not be there, okay? But not either ABC, XYZ, or Fannie Mae is coming after you. Even though it's noted up there, they're not coming after you. You gotta realize that. The one who's coming after you is the attorney who's representing, you know, the bank. He's the only one coming after you. And by the way, ABC company will be the only one that has first-hand knowledge of anything. Nobody else does. Nobody. Okay? And especially the attorney coming after you. So keep that in mind. And I'll do one more video here. I'm almost up to about a minute now. And I'll explain why they can't do nothing. Okay? One of the basic fundamentals in law is that with your allegations, it is best that you submit an affidavit of truth. This is very important now. Under penalty of perjury and full commercial liability. Okay? Without that, it's just talk. Yeah, you might have some sort of copies and whatever, but it has to be court admissible evidence. And without that conviction of the truth that if I'm lying, I'm going to jail, it's just bluff. That's what it is, bluff. All right, I'm going to continue on the next one.